Hello and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another Historical Humans Heritage. And on today's episode, we have a little bit of foreshadowing here. We're going to be talking about the complex of Hue monuments, or the original capital of Vietnam, right?
Yep. Yep. Uh, the city of
Toilets.
the city of Hue was established as the capital of Vietnam in 1802. Um, and it was a cultural and religious center under the Nguyen dynasty of Vietnam up until 1945.
That's actually, I know it's got a lot of syllables, but I believe that's pronounced win.
When?
Yeah.
When? Ah.
Could be
Okay, I see how
mistaken,
you
but I
get
think
there.
that seems
Yeah,
right.
yeah, I see how you get there. Again, I've
Yeah.
never spoken a word of Vietnamese in my life.
Well, that's a you problem, not a me problem.
I'm making it everyone's problem. I'm on a podcast.
Oh no.
Yep. Um, the complex of monuments here that make up this UNESCO heritage site is uh kind of fun because it's the city of what here is divided up into several different cities. The capital city, the imperial city, the forbidden purple city, and the inner city,
Oh
all of which
no.
have the perfume river flowing through it.
Wait, did you
And
say purples? Purple City?
So wait, you're saying that one, they have a forbidden city, and two, they've got an inner city. Do they have like an inner city bus with the basketball team and everything?
no,
Inner city kids? Or is that like the rough part of town?
Oh my god.
Uh,
yeah,
Well, I
all
want
the
to
all
know
the
a little
thick
bit more
walls of
about
the
the
inner city.
Forbidden
They're
City.
not to keep everyone inside safe. They're to keep they're to keep them from getting to you.
oh no, Bossing Say took a whole different meaning.
Yeah. But yeah,
Oh,
it's just
it was
it's
beautiful
very
though.
fun seeing how much this one single city is subdivided into just smaller and smaller parcels of various importance and purpose.
It's just beautiful too, though, with how many ornate, vibrant colors of the different. It's
Yeah.
all in a Vietnamese architectural style, but in different flavors of it. Almost, I know that sounds weird to say, but you get the traditional pagoda-looking buildings. You've got the archways. You've got these stacked temples. These large colonnades. Like it is truly just beautiful, and the aesthetics are spot on.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. The city itself is uh what's the word? I just read and I can't remember. But basically, it follows a lot of cosmological architecture that is common in Asia, and it does so very much as sort of a pinnacle of those types of architectural traditions, um, with alignments along the five cardinal points of the center, the west, the east, the north, and the south, the five elements, and the five colors. It very much builds itself into a star fort kaleidoscope of construction, and
So you can like point out all the different architectural styles from the different time periods, right?
um, not so much that, but just simply the ability of just different parts of this complex, as well as the complex itself, being lined up on certain axes, kind of like Stonehenge and the rocks around there.
Oh yeah.
Uh, aligning to certain things. In this case, it's a lot of Southeast Asian cosmological principles about the balance of the universe in these sets of five. Uh, the coloration, the direction, the elements. It's seen in the materials. It's seen in the pigmentation. It's seen in the overall structure and design of where the buildings open and where they don't. Where the walls turn.
It's very
It
interesting,
yeah.
especially because it gives such an outstanding example of what an Eastern feudal capital looked like. And in terms of the integrity and everything, it's in great condition, but it has suffered the effects of 3 wars, which, spoiler alert, we're going to talk about one of them in an upcoming video.
Yeah.
But nevertheless, the complex still has incredible landscape setting. It's very well preserved. It shows just how beautiful the site is. I mean, it has all the elements of the monumental arts, the planning, and shows just how valuable it is. And you truly have to incorporate the entire landscape to get a true view and feeling to this site and of the site.
Yeah, definitely. It's it's a very complex site and it's a very beautiful site. I think that's the two key points of just driving home, of just the attention to detail that went into making this in the first place.
And in terms of authenticity, it really, you gotta understand just how unique the layout and design is, especially for an imperial capital city of Vietnam, and how much of it has been maintained, along with its laying on the natural setting of the Perfume River, where the temples, the citadels, the tombs, all have been laid out along these geological orientations and astronomical alignments, which I really do think it's very fascinating how humans, doesn't matter the culture or the time period, really love building along astronomical alignments.
Yeah.
It's just neat.
It's just human nature to dig and to line up your stuff with the stars.
Yep. Sounds pretty normal to me.
Yeah, we need to organize things. And speaking of keeping things organized, in order to maintain the site today, there are more than 700 staff members dedicated to the preservation and tourism associated with this location. It's actually regarded as so important by the Vietnamese government that there is a special provision in the socio-economic plan for the province that this city is in that outlines effectively a 10-year what's the guide to all the extra resources that are to be diverted and put into making sure that this city is as pristine as possible.
Yeah.
Well,
And
you'll love to see that. That doesn't happen often anywhere.
and they do try to negate other impacts that may not be the most outright. And one of the which that they actually highlight here is that there's a new highway that's being built is they're trying to negate the visual and noise impact of it, along with also removing any illegal buildings that were built on the site. So they're really trying to keep it in place, and even further, they're really trying to protect this to the point where they built 3 dams upstream of the Perfume River to prevent any sort of flooding or any sort of ecological disaster that could actually happen here. So it's kind of interesting. And one of the other things too is they want to reconstitute the historic networks of ponds and canals, which I think is really interesting. So they're restoring the historic water network that would have kept this place alive and would have truly just added to it.
Because one of the big things a lot of these cities is greenery, especially in Southeast Asia. Greenery is extremely important.
Yeah.
And so having that internal irrigation system within your city to ensure that you can have something like Central Park in the middle of your massive urban center is very, very huge.
Not to mention their defensive fortifications.
Yeah.
Like, let's highlight the
That too.
important fact of it is
Yeah.
it's a defensive moat that goes along most of the property.
Yeah. That's true. Here it is primarily a moat, but like a lot of these too, like this is Southeast Asia. They decorated shit.
Yeah.
They like making it party.
Yeah.
But I think that's a great point for us to wrap up on today's episode. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed, let us know down below, and we'll see you in the next video. Peace.